Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Type 5 Heavy, the Tier 10 Japanese Super Heavy, a vehicle that has been probably one of the most long-awaited tanks to ever enter the game. Today, I will be sharing my full opinions on this vehicle after playing over 70 battles in the tank. And I can tell you that it's actually pretty impressively balanced, because while it does have some crazy good alpha, it has some crazy big downsides too. This first replay I wanted to show you really quickly was probably the most irritating battle I've by far played in the Type 5 Heavy, and legitimately made me want to die. But it's a great example to showcase what I mean by this tank has some balancing factors, because I'm about to also show you a crazy good replay in this vehicle. But if I show you a super high damage game, I also have to, I feel like, show you a realistic representation of what this gun does in the average game. So, in front of us, we have a Grill 15, right? Super easy target to shoot. I've got 800 damage on my premium AP, so I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm going to be able to nuke this grill. So the grill, ooh, oh, I thought he was going to poke it. Okay, we're going to wait. Come on, that grill's going to poke it eventually, right? Keep on waiting, keep on waiting. Oh, there you go. All right, grill pokes it. Full side of a grill. Let's shoot. Fully aimed in. Misses. Okay, so just like that, we lost 600 health and missed a shell that would have halved the grill's 8 people. Okay. Alright, that's already pretty frustrating, but it's fine, it's fine. We're going to reload. We have another shell in a couple seconds. I used my adrenaline to get the DPM out. Let's poke the grill again. Alright, full... God, dude! Second shell fired at the grill. Misses. That is now basically a full health grill that we've missed. I'm not even shooting HE! I'm just trying to hit the guy. 2 misses now. Okay, okay. 5 more seconds. We have another shell, guys. 5 more seconds. We have another shell. Let's poke the grill again. Alright, alright, here we go. Ooh, we got the VK. We got the mouse. What do I want to do? Well, you know what? Let's aim it on this grill again. Fully aimed in. Yeah. Do I need to say anything else? Do I really need to say anything else? 3 shots that could have killed the grill, then could have allowed me to work on the mouse and allowed me to help my team. Instead, miss. All 3 of them miss. At this point, I literally can't do anything to the mouse. I shoot a perfect shell at the corner. It goes all the way over there, dude. This gun, when it decides to troll you, is by far the most unenjoyable experience known to humankind. I did 300 damage, missed every single shot apart from the first high explosive I fired, and did worst on the team. This game made me want to just die. And that is such a good example of the duality of the Type 5 Heavy. You have an amazing game where you deal this huge amount of damage, and then right at the end of the game, you miss a shot on a tank that has 600 health, and then you're screwed because you have to wait 20 seconds to get the shell back. So, I really like this thing, and I think that Wargaming did do a good job balancing it. If I were to tell them my personal feelings on how I would change this tank, what I would do is I would give it a little bit better accuracy. Right now, it's got about 0.4 dispersion, and that's obviously with V-stabs, base. I would make it 0.37. That way, it's still inaccurate, but at least you can hit your shots when you're fully aimed in. Because the problem is, with a 20-second reload, if you miss your shots, you're kind of screwed. And you're super heavy, so you're slow. So I do feel like the mouse and this tank should have a little bit better accuracy. But let's see what we can do in this battle. We're on Himmelsdorf, and Himmelsdorf is like the Goldilocks situation for this tank, because it's a small map. It allows me to use this vehicle's slow mobility and actually get out some chunks. So we got the IS-8. I'm going to aim it on his lower plate. I should have fired standard AP. Unfortunately, because of that, we don't pen the first shell of the game. And not only that, but we're down 2 tanks already. We're down a 200 LT. We're down a Projet Luis. So not a good start to this game at all. We got the T95 on the side. I don't care about that, though. I need to get damage into this IS-8. So we're going to aim it on the lower plate. There you go. Nice 992 damage shell. And now I'm going to continue pushing up. I have a feeling the 60 TP can deal with that player. What I can't deal with is a 4005. I can't allow that 4005 to do this. Because, as I just mentioned, this tank has a 20-second reload. The 4005 legitimately almost out-reloads my entire shell with his clip reload. I think the 4005 takes like 24 seconds to load the clip. So yeah, basically the 4005 can almost out-reload me if I don't focus it. And it's so tempting to shoot an HE into that WT because I can literally deal so much, but I have to clear the 4005. I don't have a choice. You have to focus the most important threats. Now that we have the Waffenträger, I'm going to move up here. We've already dealt 2,000 damage at this point, and you're about to watch something really nasty. I'm going to ram this player, and I'm going to ram him for 579. Then I'm going to load in an HE, and I'm going to deal an additional 1,000. Yeah, that's right. We just took a full health tank and literally killed it in one shot with a ram. Now we're up to 3,700 damage. And you can see how when you're actually given the opportunity to use this gun and, you know, do everything that this tank does well, it's nasty. We got the side of the O, 1,080 damage HE. We're up to 4,800 damage dealt now with the ram. I mean, as we can see, the Type 5, when this gun works, is amazing. But man, when it doesn't work, pretend that shell missed on the Yo, that could have been a problem. So there's always something you got to keep in mind. We're going to aim it on the Sheridan. Sheridan stops. I get a premium AP into his tank. That's a guaranteed clear. We're up to 5,300 damage now, and there's still 3 tanks left. We got a full health T95. We got the Lion. Let's see if we can ram the Lion, maybe. No. All right, let's get a shell into this player. Not going to lie, I was kind of hoping the Waffenträger let me get that shell out first, but it's all right. It's all right. We got the T95, and we also got the Yo. I'm more worried about the Yo than the T95, to be real. This Yo needs to go. And my Waffenträger, you can see I pinged for the WT to shoot the Yo, but I have to do this. And that sucks. I had to bleed literally almost 1,600 health. Or I don't know how much we bled, maybe 1,000. But the point being, this WT should have just shot the Yo, and I could have dealt with the T95, and then we would have been so much better off. But it's fine, because I'm going to ram the T95, and I'm going to overmatch his roof for a 763 damage shell. The WT bounces the shot, and I'm just going to pin this guy down. I mean, this is where having a super heavy like this just kind of feels like bullying, you know? I'm going to face hug the T95. This guy's trying to figure out where to pen me. He probably doesn't know where to shoot. I'm going to aim it on the upper roof and get a 700 damage shot, clearing that player out of the game. With the ram, with everything combined, we did over 7,000 damage. That is a crazy result. And it really showcases where the Type 5 can be insane, right? This is where the gun just feels incredible. We aced the tank. We got 6 kills. We 100% carried this battle into the easiest victory ever. And everything worked well. Every single thing about the tank felt nice. When the gun does that, this is when the Type 5 feels amazing. But when the gun doesn't, it's just, oof, it's painful. It's absolutely painful. So it's back and forth for me. I think Wargaming did a proper job balancing this tank. I don't think there's anything necessarily overpowered about it. I mean, the alpha damage is crazy high, but the amount of time that it then has to reload causes it to, you know, not be that incredible. And not only that, but there's plenty of autoloaders, which are way more dangerous than this tank, right? I mean, the VZ55, for example, has 2 460 alpha shots. That means in around 3.7 seconds is the interclip, the vehicle can deal, what, 800, 900-ish damage? So the VZ alone can already deal more than this tank. Heck, go down to tier 8. The T77, a tier 8 American autoloading heavy, has 2 380 alpha shots. That means that a T77 has better damage output than this vehicle and almost the same DPM. That shell on the minnow there was such a good example of the accuracy this vehicle has. I mean, that shot was the clear side of the minnow, and it just absolutely missed, right? And when that shot misses, it's very, very devastating, because it just nukes your damage output. But we get a nice shell into the E5, and I decide, screw it. I'm going in. I'm getting this E5 taken out. Right now, the E5 is 970 health, but with a slight little ram that takes 180 hit points off the vehicle, and now brings the E5 down to a one-shot. So I'm going to get a nice shell into the lower plate and clear that player out of the game. That puts me at 1,700 damage dealt, and, well, we took a full health E5 just out of the game like that. So again, the pushing potential is crazy good, but I've also bled a lot of health to make these plays, right? And that T100's being just the biggest rat, camping in the enemy spawn. Like, what a loser, dude. But you know what? It's fine, because we're going to aim it on the back of the 57 Heavy and just give the gun a moment, a little bit. Boom! 12 180 damage into the rear of that 57 heavy. Just like that, 3 shots, we're at 3,000 damage. Think about that. Literally, 3 shells, 3,000 damage. 7 more seconds, we have another shot for that T-57 heavy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's aim in, and boom. 720 damage. We get the clear. That brings us up to 3,700 damage dealt. There's only 2 tanks left on the enemy team. We have an enemy minnow, and we have the T-100 LT. I have to figure out which of these targets I want to go for. Now, I was going to shoot at the minnow, but now that the minnow just got nuked for all of his health, okay, maybe not. I'm going to shoot the T-100 instead. So I'm going to roll around the corner, load in a high explosive. We HE the T-100 for 1,130 damage, and we end up dealing 4,861, getting 3 kills and a pretty solid victory. This is definitely not the craziest games I've had in the I don't know why I was about to say the minnow, the Type 5, but it's a good example of, again, where the gun can work and where it can also troll you. The last game that I want to showcase is actually the last battle that I just played in the tank. This one being on Lost Temple. And I really think that this last game is going to illustrate where the Type 5 is sometimes very frustrating. And even though you do everything right, the game just punishes you so darn hard. So up against us, we have an FE2 and 5B 183, a Minnow, and a 268 version 4. In terms of mediums, they have an M48 Patton, a T100 LT, and then they also have a 57 Heavy and a 5A. So the enemy team has a lot of dangerous tanks, but we have 2 platooning Origin T100s. So you would think, especially with the enemy T100 being spotted over here, that we have a pretty solid situation on our hands. We've got 3 70%ers on our team. Well, let's find out what happens. I'm going to start by driving up this little stairwell. Keep on going. Okay, we got the minnow in the back. I'm going to aim it on that minnow, wait for it to fully aim in. Okay, there you go. 803. That takes a full health minnow down to 1,200. That's huge. All right, we're going to put on our adrenaline to get our shell back as quickly as possible. And I'm going to move back up this ridgeline again. Okay, well, let's see if we can get another shell into that minnow. We got the full flat side of his tank, and that's the gun for you. You hit one, you miss the next. And the problem is, again, every time I miss a shot, my team just falls apart. I'm already down one of my 2 T100s, which is pretty sad, but they played way too aggressive, and they're kind of nuked. All right, well, we got the side of the 183. I'm going to fully aim in, and boom, okay. It's a low roll, but we still deal 700 damage, bringing that player down a third of their health. Okay, we're up to 1,500 damage with 2 penned shots so far. We're going to climb up this hill, and we got the 57 Heavy over here. Okay, let's reload. 3, 2, 1. All right, this is an easy shot. Boom, 780 damage into the T-57 Heavy. We're up to 2,300 damage now. Okay, reloading again. 8 seconds to go. I got to be careful, though, because now the side of our team is starting to fall apart, and I kind of have to push here. So let's aim in on the 57. I was tempted to HE it, but not worth. We'll just fire a standard AP, especially because we only need a standard shell to kill this guy. So we're going to move up here. There you go. Nice. 57 Heavy, try and angle. Let's try and wiggle. Oh, there you go. We get a bounce from a heat shell. Little worried about that tank in the back, but so far we're doing pretty good. We're going to aim it on the 57 Heavy. We're going to fire a premium AP to guarantee that clear, and there you go. We're up to 3,900 damage now. It's only been 3 minutes, so we've done a lot of damage. We've done a lot of good stuff for our team. 8 more seconds. I'm going to roll around the corner. I'm a little worried about that 183, but the 183 just shot, so that player's out of the game. Now we have to poke this 268 version 4, aim it on the roof of his vehicle, and boom. There you go. Easy clear into the 268 version 4. I'm going to back up before the minnow has another opportunity to shoot me, and we're up to 4,600 damage now. There's only 3 tanks left. We have 4. And it looks to be a pretty easy victory. Okay, well, I see the T100 shooting at my WZ. I obviously don't like that, so I'm aiming on the T100. Let's drive out a little bit. Aiming. Boom. Awful roll, but we still pen the T100, bringing them down to a potential 1-shot for our next shell. We're up to 5,300 damage. Okay, well, I want to get this minnow out really quickly, because the minnow is a big threat, and I can't allow that vehicle to reload its shells. So we're going to drive up here. We're going to aim it on the minnow. Keep on going. Super easy shot at the lower plate, and it misses. Yep, that shell misses. Which now means the minnow can shoot me for 494. Now I ram the minnow, which brings that player down a decent amount of health, but of course the Ho reload rolls the shot, which means then I get shot by the 5A. I'm going to drive up, yep, just like that. Just because of that one miss, I lost 1,000 health. Okay, 5A's going to poke. Dude, there's no way. There's no way that misses. That shell missing the 5A now screws me because I can no longer drive into cover from the T100. Now, the T100 bounces me, but I still have 6 more seconds left before I can get another shot out. And 3, 2, 1. Nope. T100 gets the clear into my vehicle. I don't even know where the T100 shot me. Looks like the hatch, but that's it. Hori dies and we lose the game. Because of 2 misses, we lose the game. The first one on the minnow was already really disappointing. That shell shouldn't have missed. But then I shoot at the side of the 5A with an HE, and it just dunks. If that shell had hit the 5A, we would have been completely fine. Because I could have driven into cover, and then that T100 probably would not have been able to kill me, and I would have been able to get the reload out. But when you get that situation there, you're done. You're absolutely done. So, yeah. At the end of the day, also my game crashed, if you're wondering why it's the black screen. At the end of the day, the Type 5 Heavy is a really fun vehicle, but it's a tank that is very balanced. That gun, if it doesn't work well, sucks. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!